Hey everyone, this is Rex, and welcome back to the Kingdom. Today I'm going to be going over the patch notes for April 20th, 2021 for Everquest. I do apologize about this being somewhat late. I realize that the patch notes came out a little while ago, but I've been fairly busy with work and also haven't been feeling the best. So I do apologize for that. If you do like the video, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. It greatly helps out my channel and lets me bring you more content about EverQuest. Hope you have a great day and stay safe in Nora. So the first part of the patch notes for items, they are adding Incense and Tranquility to the marketplace. This is available once the Plains of Power opens on your server. So for Eridu and Rizlona, that will be in the next week. The created teleport spells for wizards and druids that teleport to Tranquility. These are sold in Shadowhaven and are available once Plains of Power opens. Look for Yellowreel, Tidebringer, or Gozel Sealsonic. They increased the duration of the 22nd anniversary food to match that of the drink. They fixed a typo in Prismatic Lance Ornament's name, removed class restrictions on some items that dropped from Discord links. For quests and events, the Aonar raid and mission, they fixed an issue that could cause the Fiery Touch and Flame Touch buffs to drop prematurely. These buffs will now only expend charges when attacking elementals and should no longer fade before expending their charges. Amalgam Arbiter raid. The Retribution Spectres will now float up into the center of the room instead of on the other side of the ice wall. The Vulak Ayer raid fixed messaging about the root balls that claimed way more targets than would be affected. Restless Assault changed the word axe to weapon in one of Norandi's messages because sometimes he's carrying a spear. Unity, the anniversary task, added a 1-hour request timer. Guardian of the Sand corrected an issue where the task steps could be completed out of order. For spells, for the Enchanter, all spells in the color flux line now share the same timer. I know a lot of Enchanters, myself included, at first thought this was a nerf to the Enchanter, and it both is and it is not, and I will explain. So, the only time this really will affect an Enchanter is on a new TOP when Luklin drops and it affects the AoE groups that would hang out in the deep. But even that can be changed and disrupted somewhat. You can still do the AoE stunning with 2 Enchanters. It's just you have to do it in a different order. For instance, one Enchanter would cast the longest lasting stun, and then the other one would have to time it to where they would cast the lowest level stun, but it would only partially overlap and give the other Enchanter enough time for their recast timer to take effect and allow them to get the next highest stun spell off, and then they both just alternate their stuns that way instead of them both spamming their AoE stuns consistently. So that's the only real time the Enchanters really use more than one AoE stun spell. Aside from maybe sometimes in raids if the raid decides to AoE it, but that's different because on a raid typically there's 3 or 4 Enchanters and you can time it better with doing the stuns with multiple Enchanters that way. But in a group setting, the AoE deep groups is basically the only time that it's going to really be affected. Otherwise, when I use Charm or anything like that, I typically only have 1 stun spell up, and then I use my lowest level mez that will stick to allow me to get a Charm off without having to worry about the stun wearing off. For the Necromancer, they increased the damage done by Withering Decay, Sphere of Blight, Sphere of Withering, and Sphere of Dissolution. They decreased the damage done by Echo of Dissolution, Remote Sphere of Decay, Remote Sphere of Blight, and Remote Sphere of Withering. They increased the mana cost of the entire line. And they fixed a bug where group auras would not reapply if a player died, re-entered the zone, and was then resurrected within the area of the aura. For NPCs, the Ifriti and Western Waste for Claws of Ishin will no longer death touch their targets. The razor gills in the Unity missions will now look like fish. Audrey Deep Facet in the Plane of Knowledge will now hand you the correct legendary jewel crafting journal. Miles and Rev will no longer be able to be in the same place multiple times. For mercenaries, fix some missing text when hiring Othmere mercenaries from Laud Attica in Plane of Knowledge. For collections, they corrected an issue with collection items from Claws of Yishun that did not have the attunable flag. For progression servers, they corrected an issue where out-of-era AAs could be purchased on progression servers. For miscellaneous, they fixed a typo in the name of Captain Alron Cupboard for an achievement mercenary of the Western Waste. Fixed an issue where some players would be stuck loading indefinitely when attempting to enter the world. 22nd anniversary achievements have now been added. Officers can now take leadership of the guild with the usurp command if no leader or senior officers have been online in the past year. For the UI, they corrected a typo in the /usurp command, corrected an issue where the message of the day would display each time you zoned, adjusted the position of the not scribed/scribed and collected labels in the item display window to not overlap with attribute values. Added weapon ratio to the item display window. Added weapon ratio, damage, and delay to the find item in Bazaar search. Adjusted the default column widths in the aura window to reduce the likelihood that aura names will be cut short by the aura slot value. Pet hold and G hold now correctly keep the states after logging out of the game. And previously updated, they removed the anniversary pack and bundle that is no longer available from the marketplace. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button down below. It does greatly help me out. I hope you all have a great day and stay safe in NORAD.